It was 36 points at quarter time. It was 36 points on the final siren. We had a lightning delay. We had some absolutely disgraceful umpiring, but we had another loss. 0-3 to start the year. Much like last year, this is the Talking Hawks live stream, our post-game review, talking all things about the latest results. We are connecting Hawthorn fans from all around the globe, no matter where you are, where you come from, or how much you love the Hawks. This is the place for you. The old enemy got the win, which was really disappointing. And as we said, 36 points. Nothing more disappointing than that first quarter. It went nowhere, which was an absolute shame. And like we say, with the delays and all that, it was a pretty long day just waiting for it to be over, it seemed at times. And I'll tell you what, I was trying to think of an overriding emotion at the moment of sort of what I felt. There were a lot of things in there, don't get me wrong, but I actually think that Tom, and it was the very first comment when I made the stream, that summed it up beautifully. I don't think I'm going to find a better word than hollow to sort of describe what I'm sort of going through at the moment. And I think what a lot of Hawks fans are going through. Yes, there's going to be some anger, I feel. There is going to be some dejection, I feel, as well. But hollow, I think, is a fantastic way to describe it. It was not what we wanted, maybe not what we expected as well. And, geez, aren't teams kicking really accurately against us? I think the Bombers kicked 17-5. The Cats kicked 17-4, so that's automatically 34-11. I don't remember off the top of my head what Melbourne kicked against us split-wise, but the expected scoring plus-minus would be massive. Not that that is exactly on the list of issues that we're going to talk about. I think Fred's summing up what we're feeling at the moment. Chris, great to see you. Another one of the regulars. I'm sure plenty of us will be there. I think, Peter, we're going to find tonight a lot of us are going to be past that sort of effort stage. Still not good enough yet. I think that sums it up. In some good words, I should say. I'll learn how to talk. It's not like it's my job here or anything. Can't seem to play 4 quarters. I think we've won 3 quarters for the year, and they're all second quarters. So we don't get off to a good start. Is that coaching? Is that structure? Who knows? I have suspicions, but we're too early in the live stream to talk about that. Maybe too emotional after the game to discuss it a little bit, but I do think both of those things have a little bit to do with it, as well as something else. But we can turn it around. So it is a coachable group. So, yes, I can understand some frustrations, as I've seen at Sam Mitchell. The ability of Hawthorn to turn it around has been pretty good. 3 good second quarters. Why have we had to have good second quarters? Because the first ones are a you-know-what fright. That's a problem. And a massive ones. Sam, yep. That sums it up. Yeah. My goodness. We'll talk about it. We've got it all covered. I'm not on a time crunch today, not like last week. But big day, absolutely big day. Long wait. Yep, can't say I disagree with this entirely. I like we've got some positives. You guys know how it works. Fill up those chat bars. Make my life difficult on the stream. I like that. Jimmy Warple is so far ahead in the Peter Crimmins medal. It would be hard to catch him if he had a month off at this point, which would be interesting. Might be a 2-timer by the time 2024 comes to a close. Is this a good question, Ross? No, we haven't. I don't even think we're on par, which is a shame, because when we talk about improvement, it's not since this time last year. That's not what we mean by improvement. I don't think that's what you mean either, just by the by. But when you think about where we were round 24 last year versus where we're at now, no, we're not better. Straight up, we're not. And it sucks. It does. It's not fun. Footy smarts. I like this. Footy smarts are costing us big time. No excuse for the unprofessional play of the first quarter. Unfortunately, right now, the negatives outweigh them. Riley, I think you've summed it up big time. And I think that level of footy IQ is something that needs to be probably more explored. I completely agree with you. And I think the one thing that we are lacking that I am not really hearing anyone talk about, there's some criticism of Sam, there's some criticism of particular players. I think we badly badly lack leadership. It's just my opinion. But I think it's a problem no one's talking about, and it's one that I agree with. Yeah, Colin, this was a killer. And don't forget the touch over the line as well. I think it was Logan McDonald's in round 1 against Melbourne, got like 3 Joe the Gooses over the top to kick some easy goals. That gets your season started if Mitch can get his hands on both of those. And look, Punky's kick was touched. Now, it was clear that he was going for goal. If the ball's not touched, it goes through. Because if he's kicking for Mitch and it gets touched, it bounces in front of him. That's how momentum works. But the slip wasn't good. I did find it a little bit humorous when the commentators were like, "What an effort by Tom Stewart," which I don't know how much credit you can give a bloke for his opponent falling over, but I digress. Another first quarter that was hard to watch. The last one was pretty difficult to watch as well. I think we might be getting the second and third quarters confused. Why won't my mouse work? I don't know. Here we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Patrick's outside the first quarter and the second half of the third. Oh, second half of the third. That's me. That's dazzling not being able to read. Holy moly. I agree with you, Pat. Yeah. We had about 40 good minutes of footy there, which isn't going to meet many teams. Many teams. Jason, I agree with you. I know that plenty are going to come for the Wizard because he's not a perfect player 3 games in, which to me is extraordinary. But he's giving himself enough chances, which we like. Yep, Zach, I like this. The amount of times 2 or 3 players go up and not winning that ball back is extraordinary. I like the communication call. Sam, don't get us started on Guinea for crying out loud. There you go. 48 goals, 18. We've conceded so far. Extraordinary. I know we were 18-6 in second halves the first 2 weeks. What did we concede in the second half today? 8-2. Oh, 8-2 in both halves. Yay. No, 9-2. I'll learn how to count. So 27-8 we've conceded in second halves. Good grief. 9 goals, 11 coming into this. So 4 goals, 7 means 13-18. Awesome. Guinea could get shot and still not get a free kick. Well, if he got shot in the ankle, he might get a legged free kick, but yeah, not if it's high. Thought Meek was awesome today. Peter, 100% spot on. Thought he had a presence around the ground as well. Definitely worth sticking with. 16 disposals. Now, what do we think of the 3 marks? Is it a problem? I don't think so due to the conditions personally, but 42 hitouts, had a couple of clearances. Probably should have kicked that goal too, but what I really liked was 7 score involvements was what we had from Lloyd today, and I think he had 13 hitouts to advantage as well, which is freakish. Yeah, Kerry, I agree with you, and I don't like that sentiment, but yep. Jacob, who comes in for Lewis, Gunston, could Deer be given a game? Wouldn't surprise me if we played both, actually. Could Lewis, maybe Bruce, go? But then again, we might give Sam Butler a go. But I don't think Marbior as the 1 and Gunston as the 2 is going to work. I think Gunners at his age and position and structure still needs to be the 3rd best forward. So do we give Culture a go? That would be pretty cool. Brent, I haven't really taken notice of the ends. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't really taken notice of the ends, but I did hear in the commentary today how one-sided the left-hand side was, which was pretty interesting. So I'll take your word for it. Archer, to answer your question, about 8 more times than what happened today, apparently. Don't know the extent, Peter, just yet. But fingers crossed. We get it going. Zach, we have a good squad. Do we? So let me pose this question. Right, Damien Hardwick goes to Gold Coast, and I know you've got to say this because you don't say that you've got a terrible list or anything like that. But he claims 80% of Gold Coast's first premiership team is already on the list. How many from today do we reckon we could guarantee would be a part of our next premiership side. I think the number would be lower than maybe we think. Jeb, I thought our midfield was pretty good today, to be honest. There's still some concerns. There is no one that is willing to sacrifice the willingness to get a clearance in order to stop the opposition from walking out the front of the stoppage, which is a big concern. And it's something that Will does awesome. Now, because of his big frame, it does make it easier. But the amount of times that Geelong were able to just exit the stoppage from the front, Archie Perkins was able to drive out a contest with his legs, which was a problem. Petrarca was able to do it in the second half, especially against the D's, so massive problem there. And then what happens is once you get 6v6, Brad Close and Brian Myers and these guys are so good at maintaining their width, it just became way too easy. Sammy Butler in next week. Would love to see it. I would. What happens with Dylan Moore? I don't know. I don't think I've seen Dill have a worse game than that. So surely a bounce back's coming. Chris, I love the way Frost has been coached. I love the way that he's played. I feel a bit sorry for him because you look at the opponent, Tomahawk kicked 4, 2 of them, from that right pocket, which is just like, come on. I know Tomahawk's a beautiful set shot kick, don't get me wrong, but didn't do a lot wrong there. The service was awesome. And then Jeremy Cameron gifting him one in the goal square. Like, how much of that is Frost's fault? I would argue not a whole lot. That would be my argument. Okay. But yeah, Warple and Frosty getting a bit of love. Ginnivan needs to wear a neck brace. Yep, absolutely he does. Frost doing very well. Absolutely. 1 goal from 3 games. Time for Bruce to join Gunners at Box Hill. Would it hurt? And that sucks, don't get me wrong. And, I talked about this with Nick Watson as well, thinking about, look, 1 goal 6 before today, obviously. He's creating chances. Like, he did create chances, Punky. It was just like he ran under a ladder with a black cat in his arms and someone poured salt on him. It was just unbelievable bad. Unbelievably bad. Ben, center clearances need a lot of work. Will we really smashed it? Will we smash the center clearance again? I haven't actually checked that center clearance number. I know we were negative 18 going into the game, which is a bit of a problem. But I don't know what the numbers were today. I didn't actually check. Yeah, Praying Wizard is okay as well. Always good when the umpires ensure you get injured, because if the free kick was paid before, they wouldn't have needed to go get there. I wouldn't be surprised if Ramsden plays, to be honest. He and Marbior would rotate as that second ruck. I do not like the idea of Max Ramsden being our number 1 forward, because with no Lewis there, if Chol's in the ruck, Meek would have to take the goal square. Our rucks wouldn't be spending too much time on the pine. That's a little bit of a concern, especially against a Collingwood team that could just, scary. Yeah, Jai, has not been a strong start. I don't know why. Watching him live, watching him today, he clearly is trying to be that midfielder that on first possession gets forward and wants to be that connector from the center circle to the 50-meter arc, and it's falling down. Part of that is because his opponent and all of the midfielders' opponents are winning center clearances, so we're automatically 1 behind, and that's why opposition half forwards are getting the best of us, which is a massive problem. How much do you sacrifice offensively to make up for it defensively at this point? Not great. At least Box Hill are going well. Yep, I like it. I don't think Connor was too bad today, to be honest. I don't think he would be on my list of problems. Don't think he'd be on my list of major positives either. So we'll see how we go. Sticking with Henry Huswaite, I agree. 6 tackles. Yeah, I thought he was good. Yeah, I like what Nick Watson's bringing. I don't think he is again on a list of issues. There are obviously things that are going to be improved on, but what are we, of all the issues we've got, we're going to single out the 18-year-old, really? It seems a bit strange to me. Yeah, Nora holding the ball, the insufficient intent changed definitions. throughout the entirety of the contest. And what was so annoying, it wasn't that ours were paid. Oh, I know. I hope Hawthorn fans are the same here. I wasn't annoyed at ours that were paid. I can't think, maybe someone can correct me off the top of my head. I didn't notice an insufficient intent that was a bad decision to be paid. It was the two of them, and Tom Stewart was one. And I think off the top of my head, Jack Henry was the other, that you're just going, what are we doing here? Seriously. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, a couple of us agreeing with the leadership, which is interesting. I thought I'd be sort of alone on that hill. Yeah, Marbior was fantastic. Again, that laconic nature means his good's going to be great, and his not so good's going to look. Yeah, a lot of love for Sammy Butler, which we like. Absolutely. If Nick Watson is injured, I think Butler comes in no matter what. Yeah, I agree with this in a big way. Ian, not transitioning into defense when we lose possession. Absolutely. Other teams switch modes much quicker and we don't work back. Completely agree. And I think the wingers have got a lot to do with that as well. Josh Ward's not really having an impact behind the ball. I know Harry Morrison was the sub, so, I think that is at times a weakness to his game. I don't know why Carl Amon is still at halfback. Sam, put him on a wing and just let him ride. Seriously. Come on. I know they know better than us, but Troy getting on board the leadership train. I am genuinely surprised at how many people agree with this, which I like. I like agreeing with Hawks fans. We don't want fights, which is nice. Decision making, yeah. Leaders are going no good. Yep, absolutely. Watson finally got his goal. Yeah, got it. The snap was beautiful. His goal last week was good. Yep. Hopefully Watson's ankle injury isn't too bad. I agree. Yes to Ramsden. Yeah, which we like. I think Marby will kick 3 today. I think that's a tick, no matter what. Don't know if he'll get too many MVP votes. But a tick for me. Riley change his name to Charlie Curnow. Might be a good place to start. Change his name to Joel Selwood, maybe. Change his name to, look, let's be honest, Paul Puopolo. The irony of Guinea not getting the 2 high and Dylan Moore did get it, and one of them ducked into it. And let me tell you, it wasn't Guinea. Wasn't lost on anyone. Meek had much more impact. I agree. A lot of love for Frosty. I apologize for not putting all of these comments up. I just don't want to keep. I don't want that repetition. I should say, kicking in. Pretty huge milestone here, guys. We've just ticked over to 308 people that are currently watching. Holy smokes! Thank you so much to everyone that is jumping on to react here. I have lost my place in the comments. Tom, good question. I like this. C-Max role, what is it? Definitely a much higher half-forward winger spot, for better or worse. I like his role. He's so clean with the footy. I think, and I don't think I'll have the time to go through all of it, but I definitely think that we ignore C-Mac on the overlap more than any other player, which is a shame. But I like what C-Mac's bringing. That deliberate call against Hardwick, I think it was appalling. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Leonardo. Yeah, you're spot on. Okay, every insufficient intent except for the Hardwick one, I'm with you on that. 100%. Yeah, Ben, I like this call, that the bigger body around the contest. I agree with you. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. Shane, I think this is an excellent point. It was terrible both ways, and I don't think there's going to be too many that disagree with that. It just worse our way. Yeah, exactly right. How terrible, free kick. I said it on Twitter. Free kick Hawthorn is the biggest crock of crap in any sport that I've ever seen. Okay. Sanchez Gaming here. 60% of today's squad. So if that's 22, 10% is 2.2. Times by 6 is 13. Do you reckon 13 of today's 22 are going to be in an X flag? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, Cameron, Mitch Lewis has to throw his body around more. Well, he attacked the footy at what looked like full pace once, and he hung on to a screamer. I do think him and Marbior are starting to get into each other's way a little bit. Definitely looks low on confidence though, and fingers crossed that hamstring is okay. O'Sullivan looks good. Sarong also looked good for Box Hill. He definitely did. I agree with one of these, Jason. I think CJ is a very good piece. Don't get me wrong, and I love CJ as a person too. I'm not 100% sure how much better CJ is going to make a team that is so susceptible to the inside, because he's not an inside player. It's not his role. Once we transition to the outside today, take out the first 15 minutes of the first quarter, which I know sounds hypocritical, but work with me. On the outside, we'll fine with ball in hand. Not perfect, not great. Please don't think I'm trying to sugarcoat how bad it was. There at times it was bad, but our strength today, once we got the footy, was the ability to go from inside to outside to inside again and create space in our forward half. CJ already does that. So he could improve our strength. Don't get me wrong. Is he going to improve our weaknesses? Absolutely not, because that's not his go. And I think that's why we all want Will Day back, of course, apparently still a month away. But it's also why we're getting frustrated at these bigger bodies that we've got in that midfield. And I don't think it's too remiss to say that it's Jai, it's Connor Nash, it's Josh Ward going in there as an inside mid at times that aren't getting it done defensively as well. And we're not good enough at centre clearance to kill teams out the front of stoppage yet either, which is a problem. Austin, no idea. 15 disposals, 5 clearances in the first quarter. Extraordinary. Pretty quiet after that, though, I've got to be honest. Yes, that's not an excuse. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, not great, though. Not great. We didn't go with him. My goodness. Yeah, I thought Massimo looks like the kind of player that every time he gets the footy, something happens. And I thought he was fine. Did trade Hayden Young for him in Supercoach this week, so that hurts. Did open up cash in other points, but that hurts. Is Bruce worth a rest for Bennett? No. Is he worth a rest for Sam Butler? Could be. Against the Pies, though, I don't think we're going to be dropping too much experience, especially with Mitch Lewis and Nick Watson potentially out as well. Peter, good question. I don't have an answer for you, but it's definitely something that is quite noticeable. Also looks like he doubts his own disposal a lot as well, which is a bit of a problem and something that we hope he can turn around in a big, big way. Yeah, Marbior will hurt people this year. Will he hurt Tom Stewart? Didn't he? My goodness. Nigel, why and for what? No. It's also an answer to that question. No. What's the number one priority? We need to fix team defense. Simply put, team defense. I said in the preseason, the way we attacked the offseason, the trade period, the draft, was we were happy if we were going to lose a game, not that you're happy losing, but a 120 to 90 loss was manageable. But 106 to 70 with that forward talent after kicking 38 last week, no. At some point, we've got to stop other teams from scoring and then figure it out from there. But our structure, our team defense is no good. But I'll tell you what is good, and that is the +1 that's jumped on. Lauren is here. Welcome, Lauren, to what has been a pretty frustrating day. You haven't appeared on the screen, so I'm going to fix that up for us in just a second. Yada, yada, yada. Sorry, fans. This is the complete opposite of a smooth transition, but I'm just fitting in with how the Hawks went today. There we go. That should work. Oh, hang on. There we go. G'day, Lauren. How are you?
Good, thanks. How's it going?
Well, interesting. Look, we're not, and I think you would share that sentiment as well.
Yes, no, not an amazing, but there were some signs for sure.
Yeah, we're slowly padding our way through here. Still think we need Ethan Phillips in the back line to free up Sis and Scrimmer more. The way I agree with that is Sis is just not a back shoulder player, and Ollie Henry proved that a little bit. What did you think of Scrimmer today, Lauren?
Yeah, I literally sent a tweet out saying bring Ethan Phillips in. Maybe drop someone like a Ward, who actually went all right today. But if you do that, you can bring up Amon onto the wing and then, fit Ethan Phillips down in the back line. And I would, love to see that because, Scrimshaw is struggling a little bit in his defensive role. And, we want to free up Sicily because we know how good he is. So, I wouldn't mind seeing that for sure.
Yeah, love that. And I'll tell you what, a guy who's only starting to get some love 26 minutes into the chat, which surprises me, Cam McKenzie. Thought he was fantastic today, the Frenchman.
Yeah, in the first quarter, he was our best player by quite a bit, I would think. And that's when a lot of us were going pretty bad. So, I was really impressed by his game. And the goal, great. We love to see him hitting the scoreboard, any of our midfielders hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. You've come on late. That's all right, my friend. We've talked about the lack of leadership here. Lauren, I'd love your take on it. I think it's something we're missing badly, that sort of on-field leadership, the galvanisation. What do you think about it?
Yeah, 100%. I've been on this since the start of last year. There's just a big hole there where we should have that leader who can figure out where everyone goes, relax everyone, calm the play, slow the play down. And we just don't have that at the moment. Sis is a great player, but I mean, we're not inside the four walls. I'm sure he's great off the field, but on the field, we're still struggling a little bit. Same with Impey as well, who's also in that leadership group. Just on field leadership, as you said, struggling for sure.
And Con brings up a really good point here. Is there a team that makes scoring look more difficult than us?
Oh, I know. And how easy does the other teams make it look? I saw someone say they're about 75% on shot at goals, Essendon, Melbourne and Geelong. All those three teams combined, 75% accuracy on goal. Ooh, rough for us, for sure.
Crazy. I think someone put in the comments we've conceded 48-18.
I know.
My goodness. This was interesting. I know you were at the ground today. Did Henry Huswaite look hurt, limping off? We know Lewis had the hamstring, but I thought he was stiff to be subbed out.
I was quite shocked when he was subbed out. I didn't see anything. I mean, I might have missed it. I didn't see the Lewis incident either, whatever happened to him. So I could have missed something. But I think by the sounds of what I saw in the AFL app, and it sounds like it was tactical, which was interesting. But I think should maybe had a bit of a longer shot at it. But if we needed to make that move, we needed to. So all up to Sammy in the end of the day.
Yep, absolutely. I'm on board with this.
Yeah, forgotten man.
We need Seamus back.
Yeah, we've seen him at Box Hill. He had a good game against Geelong's VFL side on Saturday. So why not? Give it a go.
Absolutely. And there's another guy at Box Hill that you're developing quite a fondness for, a draftee this year. You're fully on the Bodie riding bandwagon, I've noticed on socials.
Oh, yeah, I love him. He looks so good. He's got that footy IQ looking a bit, could be the Blake Hardwick kind of replacement in a couple of years when he retires. I think he's still pretty raw. I don't know whether he gets a debut in the first half of this year, but we might see him at the back of the year. But, I think he'll be very good for us in a couple of years.
Now, Tom, I have to apologise to you because your comment's gone. I did read it, but I couldn't get it up on the screen. But Lauren, something that we've noticed in the Talking Hawks crews, you don't really have a nickname yet. We're still rolling with Lauren. That's all right. Now, let's be honest. Tim's nickname of Timmy is not exactly the most creative thing in the world. But Tom's come up with one here, which we like. And you can take it off Caroline Wilson because what you say actually makes sense. The First Lady of Footy. Thoughts? And sorry, Tom, that I couldn't put it up on the screen.
Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, you know what? I'll take it if someone else
take it. Done.
It. There we go.
Done. Tommy, for the next intro, I promise.
Sorry, Caro. Out with the old, in with the new.
Don't apologise. My goodness. Absolutely. Comments are coming back up now, which is nice. It's time we learn to play 4 quarters. Yeah, I'm with you. My goodness. Oh, Jason, I like this a lot. Cam McKenzie, future leader. I wonder what, I'm not sure what what stands him out from a leadership point of view off the field. And he's still got plenty of development to go on the field, but I don't mind it. Future leader, I'm not 100% sure of the future captaincy. I'm very big on Will Day being the next man after Sis. But what do we think of the Frenchman's ability? Now, look, French people leading things can go astray. That's all I'm going to say. And if you want more info, watch any history documentary. But what do we think of Cam Mackenzie's leadership qualities?
I mean, he hasn't stood out to me in terms of a leader at the moment. I mean, it's a long time coming. Like, we've still got a while until you think we'd have name our next captain, and maybe he would even be in the space to be our captain even after our next captain, who could be like a Dylan Moore or a Day. So maybe in 10 years time, 9 years time, maybe looking on there, but maybe just let him get his game right at the moment.
Don't mind it. He'll have to pick then. Is he more French or more Aussie? So if we're in front, does he try and forfeit? It'll be really interesting to see. Lawrence, I did ask Josh Weddle about this. I then put it on Twitter, and did people not like it? Big Dazzling was spot on. I thought Joshy Weddle was very good on Jeremy Cameron as well. Lost 3 contests on the day, did Josh, and only 2 of them against Jeremy, 1 resulting in a goal. And I know what it was too, and he couldn't have stopped that. I think it was Tanner Bruin or Brandon Parfitt coming out of the middle. Cameron had him by 2 meters, hit him on the chest. Not much he could do, but for the rest of the day, I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, me too. I definitely had a few positive comments about his game during this afternoon. So yeah, liked his defensive abilities one of the best forwards in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this point as well. When we try to work our way back into games, all it takes is 1 or even 2 steadying goals by the opposition, and it's already over. And that was the tail of the tape in both the third and then, of course, the fourth quarter, which felt like it went for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty weird, that big delay. But yeah, I mean, I've been all over the momentum swings and the getting piles of goals kicked against us. I still think we've been okay at it. We haven't had, 7, 8 plus goals kicked on us in the last couple of weeks, at least, which is definitely an improvement. And I just want to think back until this time last year, where we were getting beat by a Sydney type by 80 points. So we're still improving. I think, yeah, as similar to last year, we probably will come good in the second half of the year in terms of that area.
Hoping so, fingers crossed. Tom, hopefully Ruff will change our direction. And look, at this point, when it comes to key defenders to help Jimmy Blank, Josh Battle's one. There's not too many other key defenders that are rolling around at the moment. If GWS trade Sam Taylor, they're cooked. So
yeah, no.
Maybe he is the answer. Let's go way too early on this call. Is Finn McGuinness back and going to Nick Dacos?
No, not at the moment. I did like his game at the VFL, but I know we would bring him into tag, and it's not necessarily about his other aspects of his game, but it should be. Like, he should not just have one aspect to his game. And if anyone's been playing Supercoach here and had Dacos in their side, he's having a pretty quiet start to the year. It's not like he's going out there having 35 disposals every week. So I think maybe it's not as much of a concern as it would be if we were seeing Dacos, towards the end of last year. But if we see him back, I won't be too unhappy, but I think we probably could get by without him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. I think he was okay against Brisbane. Troy, you and me both. I don't think 10 more. I think Dimmer's 25, 6. 35, 36. I'll take it. But yeah, I don't think Dimmer's going to retire in a couple of years. I don't know where you've got that from, but now you're starting to scare me.
27. A little bit up there.
It's 27. Yeah, he ain't retiring. No,
Troy,
still got
stop
a few
years.
Yeah, don't do that. We should have cloned Gibbo.
Well, yes.
Sure.
Exactly.
That'll work. Sam sees himself in Cam Mackenzie. I agree. The blonde hair, the 28, it's all coming up trumps at the moment. Absolutely. Too soon to talk Mackenzie Day all the way as next captain. Lovely. Yeah, I'm with you. Will Day as our leaders. Cool. We've got some more nicknames coming in for Lauren. So if you've got any, but I'm more than happy to put them up there. But we've got First Lady of Footy, we've got Lady Hawk, got a few coming in, so we'll figure one out, of course, or we'll roll with all of them.
Come.
That's it. We'll go beautifully. We've talked about Joshy Weddle a little bit. Sorry, guys, if it seems like I'm skipping a lot. It's only because I don't want to put the same things up there. So I do apologise if you're thinking, geez, come on, Daz, you're not getting my comment up there. I'm doing my best. I had someone put on there before, could the Duke get a run at Box Hill? My instincts say no. But look, how long does this continue? I think he had 21 today, I think.
Yeah, not as bad as the last couple of weeks. I think he might. I was expecting him coming in today or next week and maybe having a 35 disposal game to get straight back into it where he left off. But I think he might just be slowly getting back into it. We might see, a couple of disposals increase by each week instead of, that big breakout game again for the start of the year. So we just got to be patient. We know he's got the talent and hopefully we see all of that come to fruition very soon.
So, Andrew, I'm going to take your comment and I'm going to turn it into a question, right? So we're going to swap the fixture, hypothetically, right? Round 4 and round 5 are now swapped. We play North at Marvel on Sunday. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident would you be that we win that game?
6.5, because it's at Marvel.
Andrew's not liking the not liking our chances. Yeah, Josh, positive signs. Yep, negative, absolutely. It'll come soon. Yeah, I think he spoke about Jars before, Lauren. Struggling a bit, doing his thing. Look, since his ACL, he hasn't been that rebounder that had him leading our best and fairest. He's kind of one of those guys that he's not standing out. Not seeing him do a hell of a lot wrong either. He's just kind of there. I feel like that sounds more insulting than I want it to.
Yeah, no, he's been okay. As you said, not amazing, not terrible. But I think we just really struggle when we've got Amon and Impey as defenders because they aren't, really great defenders. They're great rebounding halfbacks, but defending, they're not amazing. So I think we struggle with trying to stop the ball getting in when we've got one of those two on one of their small forwards. So maybe we see Impey push up to the wing as well. Not sure, but maybe, I would love to see them improve their defensive game a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Sam, I disagree. We beat the good teams last year, most of them anyway. So bring it on. I'm cool with that. Is it? Well, we don't wish in. I'm like that you didn't go down the injury path, but if Nick could just car breaks down, couldn't make the plane, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, sleep in the morning, miss the game, something like that.
Don't you hate when that happens? Warp playing his guts out. How far ahead in the Peter Crimmins medal is? How many games would Jimmy Warple have to miss, do you reckon, before someone overtook him in the count right now? Because for me, it's a month.
Yeah, minimum 4 or 5 weeks, I think. He's just so, as you said, so far ahead. I don't even know if anyone's catching him. Even Will Day, if he comes back as good as ever, he still struggled to make up those points. Yeah, I just don't see who else is going to be really up there. Maybe besides Massimo, had a good 2 first weeks. But, besides that, I'm not sure.
Yep, fair. Maxwell, I don't know how to answer this question subtly, so because we're not that good.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's the answer. It really is the answer. Newcomb came good in the last. Yeah, we needed him to come good a little bit before that. 23, 6 tackles. I think his first 15 disposals went at 100% efficiency, but we're just not. He's not really passing the eye test at the moment, which for a guy who plays the way he does is really important.
For sure.
Alrighty. Tom's given us the 50-50 against North at this stage. 7 out of 10 confidence. Don't let my better half watch this because she's North at the moment and I'm already copping enough, so that's okay. I've never known a football club to lose a game by 9.5 goals and have their supporters tell us they're better. It's extraordinary.
True.
Yes, Leonardo, we would. Remember, we thought they would beat us in Tassie year and we won by 18 goals. Yes, we would beat West Coast. Oof.
Yeah, we're just pretty lucky we've got them in the comp to maybe take away any bottom wooden spoon pressure from us at the moment.
Justin, you bring up a good point. Mightn't be the worst thing for us. And the example I'll give, and I know that they're better than us because they beat us, but I think of Melbourne. Went to Adelaide as a group, got the heck away from the Melbourne bubble, travelled together, you got the closeness. They had no Stephen May. We're probably not going to have Mitch Lewis. I know that, again, there's a gap in quality between those two players, but it could just be the thing for us. You never know. And Gold Coast is still the Gold Coast. They won 2 in a row. Everyone thought they were aces. They went down to Ballarat and stank. So who knows? Weirder things have happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see that, but I think Gold Coast have just had the better of us when they have their home game, whether it be in the Northern Territory or at Heritage Bank or whatever it's called now. But I think I would love to see, I'd love to have the stats in front of me of how many games of the last, 6 or 7 they've won against us, because I feel like it's a lot, but it would be nice to get a win over them up there.
All right, Cos, I'm going to entertain this question. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. Josh Smiley is the guy that we're going to be picking at number 2, or I bloody hope it is. Or we just bid on all the father-sons and make other clubs pay up. Why not? Carlton did it, I think, 3 times in a row, or the Giants did it 3 times. No, I think it was Carlton for Liam Henry and those guys. I'm just going to say those guys and move on. But yeah, Josh Smiley, 195 centimetres, Eastern Rangers boy, midfielder, silky smooth. We're not I know there's reports Hawthorn are going to trade their first round pick. We're not trading pick 2.
Well, maybe if it depends who it gets us.
Sam Taylor. That's it. That's the only player in the
comp always
that
comes
I
back
am
to him.
Correct. But yeah, Josh is the guy that I'm keeping a big eye on. Although we could do last year. Just bid on everyone. Levi Ashcroft, Ben Cambriale, Tyler Welsh. Just bid on them. Make other clubs pay up. Go for it. The draft is great. It's totally fair. Love it.
Yeah.
Marty, let's go through this. Lauren, correct me if I get any wrong. Mitch Lewis, hamstring. Nick Watson, ankle. Henry Huswaite, unconfirmed, probably tactical. Am I missing anyone?
No, I believe that is all correct from what I last heard about it.
Killing it, Daz. All right. Charles, our best forward at the moment. He's only played 3 games at the club. That tells you where this list is at. Well, technically, all of them have played 3 games this year, Andrew, but I'm being a smarty pants, not at you, just in general. But yeah, it's been good. I understand what you mean by the fact that he's our best forward is a bit of a trouble, but also on the flip side, we did give him a 4-year deal. At worst, he needs to be our second best forward, and he's doing that. So awesome. Stephen, I agree with you. And can I get any of the odds available that after a month into the season, this would be our top 3?
Yeah, where can we bet on that? Because I want to put the house on it. Not that we endorse gambling.
No, gamble responsibly and only gamble other people's. Yeah, only gamble other people's houses. Don't do that. Don't do that. I, Daz, do not condone what I just said. Let's move on. On a scale of 0 to 10, are we panicking about the Wiz Watson selection of the draft? No!
Never panic about draft picks in their first year. No.
No, not at all. Anyway, good question. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Tom, but they are... I don't know who... Tom, sure? Sorry, mate. I don't know the context behind this, but they are. Yep. Cool. Sam Frost, very good today. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there are knockers for Sam Frost at this point in time. Is anyone right now, not in the past, bugger the past, we can only worry about now. Is anyone right now not wanting Sam Frost in the side? Because if so, I feel like you're too far gone at this point in terms of your negative feeling.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been the biggest Frost fan, but he has shown everyone, every doubter this year that he has got what it takes at the moment, and there's no one, forcing him out of this side.
Yep, I'm with you, and I could not agree more, Con. I think this is, I agree. If you take a small forward, pick 5, or you take a small forward, 9 scoring shots, 3 games. 3 scoring shots a game.
And I
For a
think a
small
couple
forward
have been
in
out
his
on the
first
full.
year in a bad team.
Yeah, exactly. And a few have been out in the full as well, I think, which, I mean, doesn't help him too much, but he has had quite a few shots on goal.
Jason, Freo's problem was coaching. Freo's problem was never their list. I promise you. Jackson, Darcy, who I know is injured at the moment, Sarong, Brayshaw, Luke Ryan, Brennan Cox, 6 A graders right there straight off the bat. Really good youngsters. Everyone knows how much I love Matty Johnson. They're Jai Amos, the pick after Josh Ward in the draft. And I love Jai Amos coming out of that draft year. My goodness, I'm still crying about that. Not for the Josh Ward thing, but can you imagine Mitch Lewis and Jai Amos in the same forward line? Freo's problem was not their list, I can assure you. We're going to Adelaide this week. We are.
Anyone crazy in terms of Freo? Haven't they beat North?
And then you go Brisbane, and then you go, but that's looking worse and worse every time Brisbane play. Exactly. Let's be honest. My word. We'll probably do the Saints at UTAS as well. I mean, the way that those two forward lines are functioning, it'll be 51-50. Yeah. My God. St Kilda have kicked over 70 points once this year, and you'll never believe it. Was the game they won. I know, crazy. Who would have thought? Don't tell Ross. He'll catch on at some point. Gold Coast have got us covered. Yeah, probably. Sam, got it. The Dolphins and the Hawks, mate. We are living in pain. Thank God I barracked for Boston in the basketball. Someone's got to be going well. And Chelsea in the soccer. I'm going real well. Excellent. Daz's sporting mental health. 10 out of 10. Here's an interesting question. Now, the Bulldogs would never say yes to this. Let's just put that out there right now, because I can hear Liam screaming somewhere. So, Liam?
Somewhere in Canberra.
Relax. Yeah, exactly. It's if you can hear yelling from Parliament House, that's not Glenn Bartlett cracking it about Melbourne's policies. It's Liam screaming at this question. But let's say the Bulldogs came to us with this pick 2 for Sam Darcy. No, is my answer.
No, I agree. No. Sorry, that took me a while, but I think
that's
it's
all right.
No.
You're all good. You're all good. Godric, no, out of contract at the end of next year. And I'll offer him my firstborn if that's what it takes. My goodness. And to the better half who may or may not be listening, we'll try for a second. We'll go with that. We'll go for that. That's all I can say. I would still do it. If I hope this live stream goes for a while, because I'm going to get a phone call. Ride the bumps with a grin. Riley, I'm with you. And that's why this is therapeutic. Absolutely. I'm already feeling better. We're 49 minutes in. Here we go. How many games has this team as named as played together? Well, I don't mean to be a smart ass. 1. Only because we had changes. So that's where it stands. But the group as a whole, I think you've got to look at the core of the list. So if you take out the half a season Sam Mitchell did when Clarko went, this is now his 3rd year. And I think we've got sort of a right to go. The core doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be better. And I think there are doubts now on whether we're better, and they'll go away instantly as soon as we win. Don't disregard the fact that we're 0-3. Even if we were 1-3 next week and we beat Collingwood, this would be the happiest 60 minutes of 2024 by a mile.
Yeah.
But every loss is going to make it harder. Lots of love for Cam McKenzie, which we love. I haven't loved something from France this much since I tried a croissant for the first time, let me tell you.
Good one.
Probably should have stopped at 1, but for anyone that's seen me, you probably know that I didn't. Let's keep going. Yeah, Connor Nash right now is sort of winning our divisive stakes. We've got some that think he was okay, some that think he wasn't. What was it like watching him live, Lauren?
I thought he was better, for sure. He had a pretty shocking first 2 weeks. So, yeah, definitely improved. As I said with Newcomb, maybe they're slowly warming up, getting back into it, rather than seeing, a 35-plus game or 30-plus game. anytime soon. We might just see them slowly, a couple more disposals each week, cleaning up their disposal a bit more. But yeah, definitely thought he was better today.
I think the thing with the Wizard, and we love this, is that his body looks to be moving quicker than his brain is at times. And that's fine. This is not a bad thing. Everyone's rushed, don't get me wrong. But I think as soon as the flow clicks in, at some point it's going to click and he's going to be absolutely fine. Please don't panic about the Wiz. Of the 23 players that played, he would be number 20 on my list of problems.
Yeah, for sure.
This is interesting. Don't know how true this is. Tommy Hawkins was caught on his phone at 3/4 time today.
Oh, yeah.
Will be interesting if he gets a fine.
Yeah, he was. It was not at 3/4. Well, it wasn't really technically at 3/4 time. It was in the, I believe it was in the...
Oh, the delay? Yeah.
The delay. But I did see a video of it. So, not good enough. I don't think you are allowed to use them at all. I remember seeing big signs saying you can't use your phones in the changing rooms. So see if anyone says anything about that for sure. Yeah,
for sure. But look, you can't lose those Snapchat streaks. That's all I'll say.
No, definitely not.
Phil, how do we know? We're not going to be able to answer that with any kind of... My answer to that is probably no, because we're winning second quarters. Now, you might say, why the heck aren't we winning firsts? I would agree with you. But the rev up, the need to change, switch, turn it on happens. So it's the style is working when it's our style and we go. Why we're starting games as conservative and even passive as we are, I think it's more to do with preparation than it does coaching style. But again, what the hell would I know?
Yeah, it's just a bit of a false start. They don't look really hungry. They don't really look like their heads in the game in that first quarter, the last couple of weeks. But when, as he says, when it turns to the second quarter, they really look on. They're ready to tackle, ready to put pressure on the ball. And I think it's, just definitely interesting how we don't see that in the first quarter. But as maybe that comes in the next few weeks, you'd hope so.
Think so. How do we reckon the changes from last week went? So from memory, Huswaite came in. I thought he was okay. 6 tackles is a tick. Was led to the footy a little bit, got subbed out. I'm completely blanking on who else came in this week. I know McGuinness, Gunston, Meek. Yeah, Meek was fantastic. Yep.
Meek was really good. Yep. And then
who was the other one? Oh, God. Someone help us. Help. Morrison? Yeah.
Yes.
Because he came in as the sub.
On the sub. I thought he was fine in that last quarter, doing typical Harry things. Yeah, I know. That was poor. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Nash, round 1, no shoulder strapping. Round 2 had shoulder strapping. Round 3 had no shoulder strapping. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't really know what to do with that
info.
We'll
have a chat to the medicos. Yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely.
We'll see when he comes out next week.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hawthorn need another 2 Wizards, 1 down back, and defense would be great.
Defense. Well, maybe.
Sam, not you reckon. You are absolutely right. Lauren, the 2011 prelim against Collingwood that we lost. Do you remember it? I'm not going to say fondly.
Okay, I was 8. So I don't remember it at all.
Probably wasn't. Yeah, probably wasn't on your radar at the time. Well, since that fateful day that Luke Ball decided to break all of our hearts, Hawthorn and Collingwood have played 18 times. We are 15-3.
Yeah, we've had
That's not a bogey side. That's not a bogey side. That is straight up psychological edge.
Yeah, I think we've got more of a chance next week than we did this week for sure.
Jason, I appreciate that you're on board, my friend. Feel much better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's pain shared,
it is
pain halved, guys. That's what we're about. Or pain shared is pain divided by 486, which are currently watching right now. Holy.
Wowza. Thanks, everyone.
I nearly just got us kicked off YouTube then. Smokes. We're going to go with smokes there. Holy smokes. if you could click, if you're on YouTube right now, if you could click that like button, that would be amazing. If you could click the like button if you're on Facebook, or the heart button if you're on Twitter or X. Sorry, Elon, don't get us kicked off there either. That would be hugely appreciative. Help more Hawthorn fans discover the streams and hopefully discover Talking Hawks as well. I know that already 11 of us have done it. There's currently nearly 500 on you on there. If you all do it, bang, we are going to explode in a big, big way. So appreciate that. Leadership needed in the middle. Leadership's needed everywhere, Ross. We've discussed that at length. This is a very interesting point. I like this. This could be, we don't have a comment of the day prize, but I feel like this will be tough to beat from Con. The team aren't showing the initiative to get the game on their terms from the start. They wait for the game to unfold. Very reactionary. Tick. I think that is 100%
absolutely
true. And it needs to change. What is our one wood?
Yeah, for sure. We saw it towards the end of last year. When are we seeing it again?
Good. Feeling more or less confident going into the Collingwood game this week than last year's game against them? Well, as I can already hear Liam and Mitch. I can already see Liam and Mitch rolling their eyes right now. But as someone that tipped us to beat Collingwood 2 months out last year, and don't worry, when we actually play them this week, I have to stop bringing that up because it becomes irrelevant. Less.
Yeah, I think less.
A ton
but
less.
I'm not a ton less. I'm still, as I said, more confident to potentially get a win next week than we were to get one this week. But, it is the same week, isn't it? But round 3 instead of round 4. But I still think we probably get beat. But, they're not in hot form. Oh, footy classified, wowza. That'll be a good watch.
Yep, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Cara responds to losing her First Lady of Footy title. So hopefully she's not too rattled, but we'll go.
Someone call her up. Let her know.
Absolutely. The Channel 9 bosses are all over it. They're all watching us. This chat turns negative energy into forward-thinking, constructive energy. Mate, that's why we do this. That's why we're here. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yes, exactly.
Let's be honest.
For sure.
Barry, well, our MVP article is going to go out tomorrow. I like your picks as well. I've been doing some percolating. I might have to give it maybe another watch through. I'm not sure. I'm kind of, my 3 and 2 are set 100%, and I won't spoil what they are. I have 3 different blokes that I'm tossing up between for the one vote, so I shall see how that goes. But Lauren, do you think there's going to be a big surprise? I think there was a big sort of dichotomy of players last week. Do we think we're going to go pretty similar this week, or do you reckon there could be a spread?
Yeah, I think the 3 votes is probably as obvious as it gets. But maybe from there, we've got a few, as you said, maybe a handful of players, 4 or 5 players in there that could get those 2 or 1 vote. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, for sure. And for everyone watching right now, that guy you think's going to get 3, he'll get 3. Don't stress. You'd be crazy not to pick him. Just keep that in mind. The Hawks have got plenty of salary cap money. Good time to use for some players they really need in free agency and great youngsters plus national draft if needed. Yeah, but Ken, I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. But who? It's all well and good to have the coin. And trust me, it's great to have the coin. But it's not going to be Jamara, it looks like, not this year. And I'm not wanting to pay him that massive amount anyway. It's probably not going to be Sam Taylor. I don't think a lot of these free agents that are fronting up are going to be guys we're going to go after. Are we going to go after a human Cluggage? Maybe. I don't think so.
English? He's out of
He's going to re-sign at the Dogs. Yeah, he's going to re-sign at the Dogs. Yeah.
You'd think so, but that question for you, would you be interested in him for, $1 million a year?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I don't. Sure. I think if he was going to stay in Victoria, he'd stay. West Coast might offer him, I don't know, Basil Zemplis's mayor job or something to get him over there. Because why else would you? At this point, here we go. What are we thinking of this nickname?
Well, I don't live in Glenferrie. That's the thing. I live close, but not that close. So maybe. And I never got to experience a game down there, just a few years off. But maybe we can see, wait and see how if we can get some more fan events by the club happening at Glenferrie, then maybe we'd be good.
I like it. I don't mind it. We've got the Wizard of Waverley Place, so I would have thought we could have worked with that somewhere. And shout out to the Wizard. What a star he is. Not a lot coming into free agency. Shana, I'm with you 100%. I'm just not sure who that player is going to be. Bailey Smith, yep. Again, all well and good. Does he solve the structural problem? No. Talent problem? Yes, absolutely. No qualm there at all. Structural problem? Don't know. Okay. Con, you win the serious comment of the day. Cos Des, you win the funniest. Have you got an arrow for us that you can fire off?
Putting me on the spot. Well, it's got to be the umpiring. I went to the game with Geelong supporters, which probably
I'm sorry.
On my bad judgment there, but no, they're not too bad. They were even saying, wow, this is pretty shocking towards you guys. So if they're even opposition supporters are even saying it, I think it was just a headache every time. Every time there was a whistle, you just had no idea what was going on. And there was a few that went both ways as well. It was just, very confusing.
Well, Sam brings up a good point here. Anyone we can bring out of retirement. I was very fortunate to steal sort of 30 seconds of Brad Sewell's time before last week's game. At halftime of last week's game. And I said to him, mate, I know we've already got a number 12 as the Pretzel very famously pulled on for the Hawks for 200 games. Any chance you could jump into the midfield for us? And he had a giggle and he goes, I do miss it. So maybe the Pretzel could come back out.
If I had one, it would definitely, at the moment, be Brian Lake. Easy. One and done,
good
getting
call.
in there.
I'm with you. Awesome. Can we stop? I like
that's funny.
Yeah, I'm with you. We need to ban these idiots for life, though. Stop doing it.
Oh, come on. It was couldn't believe what was going on. The oval was completely empty, obviously, because everyone was in the rooms, and security guards were all completely standing on the edges of the ground. And we see this guy just jump out of what looked to be the Geelong cheer squad and try and beeline it all the way to the other end, to the other side. Nearly got there, but I think he got a bit tired and just submit in the end to all the security guards. But $11,000 fine. Don't think that one's worth it for about 10 seconds in the limelight.
No, and I think the 3-year ban that the other idiot got at the SCG was fine. I hope there's video footage of Jeremy Cameron doing a run too far because he did the holding the ball at Adelaide Oval.
Oh yeah, true.
So maybe there's a future for Jezza in umpiring.
Mm-hmm.
Who have we got? Bring back Hodgie. Oh, yeah, that'd be handy. Speaking of on-field leadership, my goodness. Here we go, Tom. I like this. Bringing someone out of retirement. Chris Mew, the boy from Rosebud. Absolutely. He'd still be fit as a fiddle. Big Chris Mew. I know he was a bit before your time, Lauren, and mine, of course. The man who infamously left a premiership celebration to go home and go back to Rosebud. They did the celebration. I think it was 88 against Melbourne. He got presented to the audience, got up on the stage, shook hands, said thank you to the fans, took off down the stairs, jumped in his car, and went back to Rosebud. And that was it. Premiership night over.
What's not to love about Rosebud, really? So good on him.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, no, I like that. Should the Hawks ring up the umpires? I mean, they can, but we can't really change anything.
I mean, we've been pretty shafted for the last couple of years. I don't know if that's changing anytime soon.
No.
Oh, yeah, Dunstall. Wouldn't you mind that coming out? Maybe.
How many goals would he kick with our delivery, though? Oh, my gosh.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, poor Chiefs going from Pritchard, Platten, Crawford, Jarman. I'm not 100% sure the Dylan Moores and Connor McDonalds of the world, as beautiful kicks as they are probably going to put it on a platter as much as those guys. But we're heading down the bottom now. Lauren, last sort of thoughts for Stephen. I love this. The big fish, the man who's in 2 AFL Team of the Century. He's got to be a good player to do that. Final thoughts on the game as we wrap this up.
Yeah, I thought the final margin was 6 goals, and in the first quarter it was 1-7. So there's your 6 goals right there. We show up in the first quarter, and it's definitely a different story. I thought there were a lot more to like this week than there was last week. But yeah, still quite a bit to work on. I think Hawks fans should just remember back to last year, as I've said a couple of times before, where we were really getting smashed this time last year. So I think we're in slightly better position than we were, this time last year. So hopefully we can, instead of having our winning streak towards the end of this year, maybe we can bring it a little bit closer. So yeah, not as Sammy Mitchell always says, it's not as good or as bad as it seems, which is one of my favorite sayings to pull out after one of these type losses. So yeah, what about you, Daz?
I'm with you. I think again this chat really helps over an hour. It never feels as bad. And Michael, I have to agree with you. If someone had told me 3 rounds in we'd be going as good as Brisbane and Adelaide at the moment, I would have taken that. So I don't really know what that says about the other two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but not great. And next week kind of fills me with some trepidation as well. But it's good to get all of it out there. Jason, we appreciate you. And to everyone that's jumped on tonight, I think we peaked at about 520 tonight, which is extraordinary. If you know any of your mates that haven't watched it, get them to jump on and we'll get you through a pretty tiresome day today. My goodness. Lauren, I appreciate you jumping on after getting home from the MCG. Everyone, whether you were there watching at home, whether you're in Victoria, Australia, around the world, wherever you are, thank you so much for jumping on. We'll have our MVP article coming very soon. We will have our 6 points come out on Wednesday morning. I think that'll be coming out. Feels very weird that it's Monday right now. But until next time, Hawks fans, stick with us. Subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those good things. And until next time, look after yourselves and go the Hawks.